guys. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you've had a good day. I hope you're relaxing, maybe after a really long day. So I'm here to help you relax. I know some of you could have money issues that you're dealing with right now. I know I sure did back when I was broke at 40, back in 2006. Welcome back to ASMR Money Mentor, where I like to share with people that if you really try hard, you can do better with money. When I like to share my thoughts, things that I've done over the course of many years. And things just don't happen overnight. It takes a lot of time, discipline, and dedication. Last week we talked a lot about my thoughts in 2007 when I really decided that I wanted to do better with money, which really came like around in 2003, 2004. Then in 2005, you guys know I found the Susie Orman Show. 2007, I realized that I wanted a goal. I was thinking about what is the end result of the goal. And like many people, I just thought to myself that I would try to become a millionaire. And what's funny about that is that many years ago, like in the 1960s, for example, and even before that, $1 million was something that was incredibly unattainable for a lot of people. But even to this day, as you know, when I'm recording this in 2024, $1 million is still something that fewer than 10% of people ever actually get to. So when you put it in perspective that way, I think it makes sense to perhaps make that a goal in and of itself. Of course, the purchasing power is not what it used to be, and that's okay. But why not give yourself a goal that will keep you motivated throughout the years? And for me, in 2007, that's what I decided to become. Last week, we also talked about net worth and my thoughts about what I wanted my net worth to be. I wasn't one of those people that was going to get into real estate. I wanted a simple path to wealth. I wanted something that I could really say to myself that I could attain, that the likeliness of success would be greater than if I gave myself a stretch goal or a lofty goal that maybe I couldn't attain. In 2007, of course, last week I talked about automation. I started learning that most successful people with money decided to automate their savings. Even though in 2007 I didn't have a whole lot to invest, or a lot of money to save and invest, I should say, I planted those seeds in my thought process that as I would transition into my thriving years, which meant that I had more money in my budget that we've talked about on previous episodes, that I would make sure that I automated it, or at least the big chunks of automation. And I knew that that could then make me successful with money. And now this week in these episodes, episode number 15, we're moving on to 2008. In 2008, I was 42 years old. And of course, as you know, it was the year of the Great Recession. And the Great Recession lasted from like 2007 all the way into 2009. We'll talk about on Friday a little bit about bear markets. I remember in 2008 I was still learning the terminology of money, and I remember hearing about those terms, bear market versus a bull market. So in the next couple episodes we'll be talking about a bear market. But first, in 2008, as you know, we were in the Great Recession. That contagion spread around the world, and the root cause was, of course, excessive mortgage lending. Lenders were giving properties and loans to people that normally could not qualify. And it really was the most significant downturn of our economy since the Great Depression of the 1930s. My grandparents lived through the Great Depression of the 1930s. And here I was at age 42, entering into what would become the second worst economic condition of our country in history. Unemployment in 2008 reached nearly 10%. So many people were losing their jobs. Many of my friends lost their jobs. And I have to say, as I'll talk about more in the next episode, luck really did turn around for me in 2008. As you know from previous episodes, I had such bad financial luck in my early 20s. You know, in 1990 I was 24 years old. And I just chose to ignore personal finance. Didn't really think about it at all. Had a bankruptcy at age 29. You know, my survival years lasted nearly a decade. And in 2008, in the country and where I was in my career and in my beginning stages of my investing career. So luck had a lot to play in this equation. We can't really rule out luck when it comes to what happens to us with our careers, where we are with certain things in a financial sense. And even though, as I said, many of my friends were losing their jobs, they were struggling financially, I was not. I was with a good company, which you guys know I'm still with that company today. It's been a 25-year career, which began in 1998. And so here we are 10 years later, and my job was really secure. And I knew that. But I never took advantage of that. I always knew I was lucky, or so I positioned myself for preparation and opportunity, which really is what the definition of luck is, if you think about it. We need to be prepared for opportunity. We need to position ourselves for opportunity. And even though, again, all of my friends were losing their jobs, I was secure. You may recall in 2008, near the end of the year, came the bankruptcy of Lehman Brothers, the fourth largest investment bank in the United States. In September of 2008, goes bankrupt. And then what would follow, of course, is the government bailout. Meanwhile, during the Great Recession that began in 2008, there was a loss of 8.7 million jobs. I mean, think about it. That's a lot of jobs, a lot of people losing their main source of wealth building, which is your income. They were losing it. And just in general, people lost $19 trillion in net worth when the stock market plunged in 2008. I remember hearing that stocks had lost 40 to 50% in value. And as I think about wrapping up this episode, we're going to continue on this week talking about how I felt in 2008. We'll talk about what I like to refer to as the value journey. What I did to, again, position myself to be in the right place at the right time. What did I need to do during 2008 and beyond? And I'm going to conclude this week on Friday with another episode on 2008 and talk about a savings calculator that really did change my entire thought process about what was truly possible. so again, even though many people were suffering in 2008, I was able to leverage this opportunity to build wealth. So I'll be talking about that as we move forward. If you guys could do me a favor and hit the like button, I would greatly appreciate it. And for those of you that are new to my channel, please subscribe. I would really appreciate it. And I'll see you guys next time on the ASMR Money Mentor.